Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining. This is Louisa Akaiso from the Civilized Presence. Can you give us 1 minute? I need to be able to share this video and make it visible. Right. Good morning. Okay. So, Dr. Orna, I have that on your page already.
All right, thank you.
So, I just want more.
Yes, I just saw it pop up.
Perfect. We're ready to go. Just give me 1 second. Hello, sorry about that. I have your client Christopher Amlin on the line. Would you like to speak with him? Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Great. I think we're good to go. So I'm just going to wait for another 2 minutes for Facebook to notify people that we're here. And we should be able to get this party started. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining. I'm just going to refresh my page. And when you get here, please say a quick hello. We are so excited to see you. And if you're not on my personal page, I might not be able to see you right away. But I just want you to know that I do appreciate you and I love you so much. Thank you for making our time to be here in this session. Just say hello, and I will be happy to recognize you. Good morning. Happy Friday. Just give us 1 second. Is it showing on your screen, Dr. Orna? Yeah?
Well, I'm still logged on. Do you want me to log in on the Facebook page or on?
No. I just
Okay.
want to know if it had popped up at all when I.
Yes, it did. It
Okay.
did. I saw where when you added it, it popped up.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm just gonna share this with my good friend who has been waiting for this session. And she said, Louisa, I don't want to miss this session at all. I have some questions for Dr. Arnold. So I'm going to send this to her page so she can see
Okay.
it.
And you'll be able to see the questions. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I'll put it on the screen for you to be able to see it.
Okay.
Yes. So, guys, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. You are on to the Civilized Presence, and you are in the right place at the right time. So, hello, everyone. This is the Civilized Presence. If you're here for the very first time, you're in the right place. So, hang on tight because we have someone very special this morning. I am so excited and so pumped up that she is here. Yes. So I have my friend Murrell from London, UK. She's right here. She's here to meet Dr. Arna. She was so excited when she saw the post that, oh, I will be there to give her my questions. So
Oh, awesome.
great. So let me know where you are joining us from on comment in the box below. Another thing that we'd like you to do is kind of give us some love, some likes, because when we have a lot of hearts, Facebook does something great with the videos. You know, share it on your page, on your business page. We will really appreciate that. So, good morning, guys. I can see that people are jumping in, but I just cannot see who you are on my page. Please comment below so I can say hello. So you are on to the Civilized Presence, and we are here every Mondays and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And we were right here on time. Now, if you're working with Dr. Arna, you better be on time because she's always on time. And so I am so happy to have her here today. So
Thank you.
I really do appreciate all of you for being here. And guess what? It's session number 26. Wow, we started in April and we have done number 26 today. I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm grateful to God for making this possible. And all the response and all the feedbacks that we get every single day after every show, during the shows, all of your inbox messages just strengthens me and makes me to do more. So thank you. Today is Friday, and we have a really fun topic today. I am so glad that Dr. Anna is here because we're talking about two most important things to me:
Mhm.
civility and leadership. So I
Absolutely.
cannot even wait to jump in. I am so pumped up. I hope all of you are as excited as I am because I'm really excited today. Now, if you have never met me before, let me introduce myself. I am Louisa Akaiso, and I am a certified master civility trainer and a golden rule civility statesman and a leadership expert. Now, you want to know what I do? I work confidently with leaders and professionals that pay or place great importance in themselves and their reputation. And that's going to be you this morning because you made out time to be here. Now, you are here because I know you have an interest in this topic. And you might have people in your network who are interested and might have questions for us or contributions. Can you please just love this page right now and share it, put it on your page, give us all the hearts and the thumbs up, okay? And if you're connecting with us later on, that's fine. Um, you can still have access to the replay, but just kind of put it in the box that this is you're watching us on a replay, and don't forget to put in your questions, okay? We are always going to be here and ready to answer your questions.
Mhm.
Now, you can always have access to me here on my Facebook business page, which is So Unique Expert. I am also on Instagram on So Unique Expert. Now, if this is the very first time that you are joining this session, this is the Civilized Presence. And the main goal for this Facebook series is really to help restore civility through meaningful and constructive conversations. And I had promised you from when we started that I won't be doing this alone. I will be bringing a lot of my colleagues and experts from all over the world. And if you have been on my page for the past 2 months, we've had several people from different parts of the world and talking about how we can foster civility in different areas or different contexts. In the comfort of your home, in your community, we brought people from the hospital, leadership, those in power, in the government. It has been fun. We've always had a lot of questions about what is civility? How complicated is it for us to be civil? Now, if you've been following the series or you just arrived here this morning, it's not too late to learn that it's as easy as saying please and thank you, or even to just say good morning. Maybe even share a compliment like I'm going to do right now by saying, Dr. Honor, you look amazing. You
Oh,
look so
thank you.
beautiful.
You as well.
Ah, thank you. So that's it. So that is your first step. If you think it's so difficult, try to add value to the person next to you. Every day you get up in the morning, wake up with the mindset of what can I do to make the world a better place?
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna, before we get things started, for the month of May, we had the Global Civility Awareness Month, and that was fine. We had a 31 days challenge. I don't know if you were part of that. If you were, give us a thumbs up by saying, hooray, I was. So, and then for the month of June, we had the Kindness Challenge, and that was fun with Jacqueline Moore from the Kindness community. That was really great. Now, for the month of July, I had announced that we'll be working with the rules of being civil and codes of considerate conduct. But we would also have all of our guests and special people come here to speak to us anytime that they're available. So for today, I know you're asking yourself, who is this beautiful lady on the screen? Louisa, you need to back off. We want to know who she is. I understand. Okay, I'm ready to go too. So let me introduce to you who our guest is. She is Dr. Anna Miller. So you're going to give me 1 second because I have to read to you her bio. Now, when you listen to her bio, you will be as impressed as I was. And this is
Thank
why
you.
we had to bring her here this morning because I always bring the best for you because you are special, right? I make sure I bring the best. So, Dr. Anna Miller is a transformational a leader. She is a professional speaker and she's an authorized civility spokesperson with the Civility Speakers Bureau and an author of three motivational books, workshop, and a case study. Now, if you want to have access to that, we can put the link in the box below right after the program, and you can be able to order these books. She is a leader by example. Okay, she is also a coach, and let me tell you, she's got a lot of awards recently, and you're going to learn a lot of more things about her. Most importantly, she is a teacher who is motivated to teach, train, develop, and mentor individuals to discover their identity and to become effective leaders. Now, if you have anyone around you in your network who is interested in becoming a leader, especially a woman leader, this is the right person to speak to. Now, I think one of the great things about her was the award that she got. She got the Global Solutions Award, Women of Global Solutions Award, and the Golden Rule International Award by the I Change Nations organization. Now, she's going to tell you all about that. She teaches teenage girls or adult girls and women of all ages, nationalities, and lifestyles to find the leader within them and overcome internal and external barriers with great achievement. So, you will agree with me that she is the right person for the topic today. When I said the topic for today is civility in leadership, I had to bring the best of the best. So, Dr. Honor, I'm going to just give you 1 minute to say hello to the audience before we continue.
Oh, awesome. Hello to everyone. I'm just so glad to be here. Thank you so much, Louise, for having me here. I look forward to answering whatever questions that may be submitted. And I hope that everyone will enjoy this broadcast and leave the broadcast with something, to inspire them, some type of nugget or some type of, phrase that you can hold on to.
Great. Thank you so much. So, every time that we have a session, we always have to define civility. Now, because you are here as a civility spokesperson, I'm going to give you a chance to define civility for us. Just tell us, what does civility mean to you?
Okay, civility to me and what it means to me is just a people actually being concerned about one another, about humanity, about mankind. But I also want to add, being polite, kind to one another, considerate to one another, but interjecting also, I think, commitment and trustworthiness. And I want to interject those two things about civility is because sometimes, everybody is not civil to us. And so we have to be committed at being civil regardless of whether others are or not. So that's what civility means to me is just being kind, being patient, being true, being committed, being, just sometimes even merciful to others, trying to get a better understanding of one another and being able to relate to each other.
Great. We have the questions coming already. But, guys, just give me a minute. Let's get started with what we have for the day. And maybe your questions might be answered while we're talking, right? And if it is not, we'll get back to your question.
Yes, we will.
Okay, so because we have a leadership expert in the house, well, thank you so much for your definition. And I just want to tell the audience that anytime that you're struggling about what civility is, it's all about people's treatment. You just had
Yes,
Dr. Honor break it down for us. People's treatment, paying attention to the next person, learning how to respect the person next to you, being
yes,
responsible for
yes,
your actions, and to ease the experience of the person next to you. So
absolutely.
every time that you meet someone, think about it. The golden rule. I want to treat them the way I want to be treated.
Yes.
If I was on the other side of the table, how would I feel? Okay?
Mhm.
So it's pretty much easy, but we have a lot for today, guys. So I'm just going to jump into that. So, Dr. Anna, I have the first question for you.
Okay.
Can you just help the audience to define for a moment leadership? Now, who
Sure.
is a leader and who is a manager? So, kind of walk the audience through the difference between a leader and a manager because a lot of people get confused with who are leaders and who are managers. Over to you.
Okay. So, leadership, when I think about leadership and defining leadership, leadership is something where someone is willingly and intentionally wanting to make change. And they can do that by, transformation or transporting, individuals, groups, organizations, states, cities, nations, and, even the world. You're wanting to make an impact, you're wanting to make a difference, you're wanting to transform them, you wanted to transport them from one phase to another phase, from one position to another position. And it's about building. Leadership is about building. And I say willingly because you never want to be in the vicinity with a leader who feels obligated or
Mm,
who feels like they have to do something. You want people to willingly
mm,
lead you. And I say intentionally because you want your leaders or leadership, or as a leader, you want to be intentional about everything that you do, everything that you say, your behaviors. Because a lot of times when you talk about leadership, it should be something purposed, which is the difference between leadership and being, a manager. Leadership is purposed, and management is more of, productivity. What am I producing? And usually leadership is about the people. It's for the people. It's serving the people. And you can do that, by first serving your purpose. And if you're serving your purpose, then you will definitely be, meeting the needs of people. Management is more of, production. What am I producing? How can I get it done? And it's more of quantity, where leadership is more of quality. Management is building the product, building, making sure the goals are met or achieving the goals or the numbers met. And leadership is more of making sure that people are reaching their full potential, they're reaching their full purpose. And most importantly, it's about being an example. And sometimes leadership is it's heard and it's not heard. It's seen and it's not seen because you're being an example for others to see. You're teaching, you're training, you're developing. But management is a little different. Management doesn't do much teaching or training or building or fortifying. It's more trying to push the product or push something out more than leadership. So leadership is more about purpose and people. Management is more about the product and the quantity.
thank you so much. I'm just going to go back to the audience and recognize them. So, hello, Kate from Nigeria. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Morel from London, UK. Thank you. Hello, RC from Malaysia. Wow, we just hit the international bar. She's right here from Malaysia. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yes. So, hello, Success from Florida, I believe. Thank you so much. Now, I can see that there are a lot more other people on the line. But if you're not on my personal page, I cannot see your name. And I love you so much and I want to recognize you. Can you just give me a thumbs up right in the box and just say, hello, Louisa? I am calling from so and so. Okay. Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Anna. We're just going
You're
to go
welcome.
ahead to the next question. So, what is the relationship between leadership and civility? Are all leaders considered to be civil? And what kind of penalty or price must leaders pay for incivility? Over to you.
Well, I believe the connection between leadership and civility is actually the heart. And no, not all leaders are civil. Should they be? Absolutely yes. But not all leaders are civil. But I think it's a heart thing, to where we actually care about humankind. We care about what is happening in the world. We care about not only our life, but other individuals, and then being that example, to care enough about myself, what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how am I affecting people? How, what I'm saying, how is it infiltrating people? Is it building them up? Is it tearing them down?
Mm,
And as a leader, if my heart is right,
mm,
then the people that I'm leading can sense that, they can feel that, and then you have the respect, you have the influence. But when my heart is not right and there's incivility, then they can also feel that too. And there's repercussions that come with that. There's a lack of respect, a lack of influence. There's a lack of integrity, a lack of
mm,
character. And when they can see that, that has a way of really impacting individual lives. And you can look in the world today and know that when there is no civility in leadership, it can destroy a whole nation. I mean, look at what we're going through right now with
Oh
incivility.
my
I mean, it
goodness.
is,
Mm,
yeah, it is something when you're not concerned about people in general. That is a problem. That is a problem as a leader.
mm.
So I think the biggest thing for that is it's a heart matter. It is a heart matter and a heart issue when you talk about leadership and civility.
Right. And thank you for making out time to do that because I am so afraid to turn on my TV these days. I
I
still
know.
turn it on. There's so much incivility jumping at you. And I'm
Yes, it is.
thinking so much rudeness. Like, if you wanted to learn how to be rude, just turn your TV on. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
You get the
yeah,
lessons right away.
yeah.
And so it's really concerning because the younger generation, they're watching. The
Yes, they are.
children are watching, and it
Yes,
is
they are.
so sad, and that we have all these unique people in leadership these days, and with unique values and traits and
Yes,
all of that. And we hope that things get better. So it just makes me know that we have a lot of work to do as civility
yes,
experts,
we do.
and we're
Yes, we
ready
do.
to help. Just call on us. We're ready to help. So I'm going to say hello to Zara. Hi, Zara from Florida. It's so good to have you. Zara is a civility expert and an image consultant. Zara, am I looking okay this morning? I hope so. Thank you for being here. We're just having fun with this. So, I have another question for you, Dr. Orna. To
Yes.
recognize the true value of leadership, how would you guide our audience on what the phases of leadership growth should be? Over to you.
Okay, well, I believe that there's three phases of leadership that we should all go through. And the first one is just individual leadership for our own lives. Being able to lead our lives, making the right decisions, being civil and treating others right, being open to understand others, being open to relate to others, just individually understanding who we are, taking responsibility for our actions and our behaviors, taking responsibility for our decisions, and then living a life individually. I think I said earlier, sometimes as leaders, we're unheard and unseen sometimes. And so when they can see that your life is lined up, and you don't have to be perfect, but when your life is lined up and they can see that you're taking the initiative to lead your own life, you become automatically an example for someone else. The
Right.
second phase is when you do become a leader of others, taking that willing responsibility and accountability to say, you know what, not only am I leading my life, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm making the best decisions for all of those that I'm going to touch, all of those that are in my reach, all of those that are going to be watching and listening and looking. I'm trying to make sure that I'm saying the best things that's going to inspire you and motivate you and build you and fortify you. And that's the second phase. And then the third phase would be from leader to leader, making sure that I'm collaborating with other leaders, promoting unity, promoting collaboration, promoting togetherness. If there's something that I don't know, then I'm trying to go and figure out, how can I get this information to better myself and to better those that I'm leading, as an example. So I think phase one is individual leadership. Phase two is when you lead others. And then phase three is when you're collaborating with other leaders, becoming a better leader. So those are the phases of leadership.
So, I have some questions for you already. So,
Okay.
the first question would be, what can I do to make the world a better place? And that is from Morel Irember, London, UK.
The one thing that you can do, that we can all do to make this world a better place, is find our purpose and operate in what we were created to do. I believe that everyone has a purpose, and your purpose is to meet a need in this earth, in this world. And so if you're operating in your purpose, you are meeting a need, you're the antidote to some issue, some problem. then that means you're making the world a better place.
Right.
So that would be my answer to you, is to find your purpose, get in your purpose, what you were created to do, and do it with all your might, do it with all your strength, do it with all your ability, do it with your heart. And you will make a difference. You will make a change. That's a promise.
Thank you. So, Morel, that was the answer to your question. Give us a thumbs up if that worked for you. I'm sure it did because I learned something. Another question I have for you, Dr. Honor, is from Success in Florida. And he's trying to find out how can politicians disagree without insulting their opponent? That is a hard
Well,
one. Mm,
that is a hard one, but
mm,
how they can do it is being civil.
mhm,
I said earlier that sometimes the definition that I added, one of the words that I added to the definition is commitment. You have to be committed to civility, whether the other party is committed or not.
right.
One thing I have learned in an argument or in a disagreement is
Mm,
that it can only become uncivil if both parties participate. So
that's
if you remain civil, if you remain polite, if you remain level headed and cool headed and, thinking about, not necessarily, and you think about the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But if they're doing something to you that does not meet your standard, that is below the standard, you
mm,
do not have to retaliate and do the same thing. So
mm,
there has to be a level of commitment. There has to be standards,
mhm,
principles, protocols that you govern yourself with,
mm,
regardless of how they act, that you put into place, that, they can say what they want, they can do what they want, but you're not going to go there with them.
great. Thank you so much. So, guys, if you're just joining us, you are with the civilized presence, okay? And it's important that you know that you're in the right place at the right time. I have Dr. Anna Miller right here. She is a
Yeah.
leadership expert, and this is who you want to bring all the questions concerning leadership and civility. So, wake up your friends from home. Anyone sleeping, give them a phone call. We have Dr. Orna in the house, and I want her to take the questions before she leaves, okay? So I have another question for you, if that's okay. Now,
Sure.
I have people who have been asking me, and I guess this is a good opportunity to really talk about this question because I have an expert like you in the house. Is there anything in the universe, like one singular rule or the golden rule, that is effective for leadership? Over to you, Dr. Ona.
Well, definitely the golden rule, but I think sometimes when we think about the golden rule, we have a different perspective of it. We think, okay, if I do good to you, then you're going to do good to me, or if I do good, then it's going to come back. You've got to do good to me. And that's not necessarily true. Sometimes we think if we're going to be bad to you, then you're going to be bad to me, and I'm just going to treat you bad because you treated me bad. And that is not the essence of the golden rule. The golden
Right.
rule essence is I'm going to get up every day with the mindset to do good to myself and to others. And
Mhm,
however that good comes back to me is how
mhm,
I accept it. Because every time you walk out of the house and you're going to do good, if you're at the store and you're going to, do good by someone there and they don't do good by you, that doesn't mean that the golden rule is not in operation or functional.
that's true.
Okay, so I would first say that the golden rule is definitely one of the nuggets and one of the key things that we need to remember. But then there's also a quote by William Shakespeare that I always remember, and it says, "To thine own self be true." If
Right.
you can be true to you, then everyone else has to be true to you as well. Never get out of your, area, your, I won't say comfort zone, but don't get out of your elements just because others are willing to lower their standards. And we have to remember that sometimes, we say, well, they did it to me, so I'm going to, no, no, you are responsible for what you do and for what you say. So that would be my nugget is yes, the golden rule, because whatever you do, be it good or bad, it's going to come back to you. But I would encourage you and motivate you and inspire you to do the right thing and to do good. And then secondly, to thine own self be true, which is a quote by William Shakespeare.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm just going to acknowledge some more people. Doris from Virginia, thank you so much for stopping by. I have Delicious from Nigeria. Thank you so much. I have Dave from Paris. Wow. Thank you.
Hi, Dave from Paris.
Right. I have Miguel, and that's from Guyana. Thank you. It
Awesome.
means so much to me. Guys, we are everywhere in the world. So you do not even
Absolutely.
have an excuse not to be online. Now, if you're
That's right.
watching this on the replay, trust me, your neighbor was here. So next time, make sure that you're here right on time. Hello, Joanne from Malaysia. That's the second person from Malaysia. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Yep, it's good to be with you here. Thank you. And if you do have any questions, please put them in the comment box below. We are almost at the end of
Absolutely.
this. And if Dr. Anna is gone, well, you can still leave the questions, but I want you to get her
Yes.
online now. It would just be a
Absolutely.
lot easier for her to handle these questions. Now I can see you popping in, but guys, I cannot really see if you're here online unless if you're my friend on Facebook or if you say hello or give me a thumbs up, and then I will be happy to recognize you. But I love you all the same. Thank you for making out time to be here with us. Now, Dr. Anna, one of the really special things about you, I must say, so sorry about that. This is what happens when you're on a live session and then a call comes in. Oh my goodness. It has to be an important call. But guys, I love you and I'm here with you. So I canceled the call. So I want you to tell us about your recent award with the Global Women's Award. The award with the I Change Nations, and a little bit about the program that you organize for women and women leadership. And it's going to be a three parts question. So you're telling us about the award
Yeah. Okay.
and how you got this award. We want to learn. I mean, we have all these wonderful
Absolutely.
ladies who are
Absolutely.
inspired, just like me, about all that you do. I saw somebody right here and said, I am so excited about Onaism. And you see, we've checked you out already. You know,
Oh, awesome. Yay. Thank you.
So, so we want to know more about that. Just
Okay.
tell the audience about what you do with the women and, the women leadership program or the girls leadership program. And you were the Golden Rule Civility spokesperson. So tell us a bit about that and what you do. Over to you.
Okay. So, the of Global Solutions Award was awarded to me actually because there was a young lady by the name of Dr. Janata, and I hope I pronounced her name correctly, but she is over the Honey Drops Incorporated for domestic violence, women who have been victims of domestic violence. And we connected, and I did not know that she had nominated me for the award. It was something that came by surprise. So it was very heartfelt. And so I went when she nominated me for the award, then of course I accepted. And it's an award for those women who are out in the world making a difference
Hmm.
wherever they are, making an impact, making a change, building people. And the one thing that she did share with me is the reason why she nominated me is because of the kindness of my heart, which, that touched me because a lot of times you don't realize people are watching you
Yes,
more
we
than you
are.
realize, and they're taking in your every word, they're taking in your every, movement, they're watching you, whether you know it or not. They're watching your body language. They're just watching you. And so to get that award and to receive it and accept it really did warm my heart because a lot of times you think, that everything that you're doing, maybe nobody notices or anything like that. So that was a good thing to do. And it was a great thing to be able to receive it and be a recipient of it. But what I do is I um, mentor, I coach, I train, and I develop young girls and adult teenagers and women to find their identity. Because a lot of times we lose our identity for whatever reason. We're trying to make sure that we are accepted by society. We're trying to make sure we're accepted in our own culture, our own tradition. If we have a career, we're trying to be accepted, in the professional arena. So I coach them to find their own identity, accept themselves, love themselves, and go with who they are, that uniqueness, because the world needs it. We need that different, unique value that everyone has. So that's what I do. That's the reason why I received the award. And I received it from I Change Nations, which is Dr. Clyde Rivers. And I don't know. I can put some more information up later, but it's Dr. Or Ambassador Clyde Rivers, and many people probably have seen him. But currently, I am going through the statesman training, to where they train you to go in and out of different political arenas. They train you to develop different systems, to look at different systems, to see what the problems are with the systems, but also provide solutions for those problems and for those issues. And so that's what I'm currently doing now, going through that training. It is a 12-month training. I am on month 7. This is July. Yay!
Woo!
And I'm learning so much. I am learning so much, and it's a part of, one of those phases with leadership where you build yourself so that you can be effective to help others. So I hope I answered all of your questions.
Absolutely, you did. You did amazing. And I'm going to say congratulations. And of course, I am so proud of you and inspired by all that you do with the government, with the girls, with the women. It is very important. One question for you, just 1 second. I don't want to miss that. So,
Okay.
this question says, how do you set yourself free from the approval of others so you can be your authentic self? That's one question.
Okay. How do you set yourself free? First, it is going to start with your mind. You've got to get a different perspective about who you are. You've got to first identify who you are. Sometimes we are bound because we are trying to accept who everyone else says that we are. Even from childbirth, mom told me I should be this, mom told me I should be doing this, they told me I should be a doctor or a dentist, and that's far away from what you want to be. And then you look at TV, and society is telling you you should be skinny and you should be tall and
That's right.
you're just a little too dark, or you're just a little too light, or go get a tan, or your hair is not big enough, or you have all of these things that they're telling you you should be, and it's totally different from who you really are.
That's right.
So first
Mm,
you have to identify
mm,
who you are,
mm,
accept who you are. And that means you've got to drown out all of the other noises, drown
mm,
out all of the other voices,
mm,
and really get to the root of who you are. Accept it, get it established, and intentionally wake up every day to be who you are, which means you're going to say no to a lot of people. You're
mm.
going to say no to a lot of misconceptions that they're trying to get you to accept. You're going to say no probably to a lot of people in your circle that are wanting you to do certain things, wanting you to be, a certain way that you don't want to be. No is going to be probably your favorite word for the getting set free. Okay. And I can tell you that from experience. That's how I had to set myself free, is just flat out saying no. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to say. That's not where I want to go. That's not who I want to be around with. I don't want to be connected to that. I don't want to be a part of that group. So your favorite word is going to be no. You've got to learn how to say no first.
Mm,
Then once you get to a place where you can say, you know what, I know who I am. I
mm.
love who I am. I'm ready to run with who I am. Then you can start saying yes to everything that should be attached to you, everything that's purpose for you, everything that is intentioned for you.
Mm. That was powerful. Thank you so much. Now I have another question. Can you take one more
Okay,
question? It just popped.
absolutely.
Okay, so it says, isn't it the best to teach these values during childhood? How do we emphasize this globally? Over to you.
I I totally agree.
Mm,
It is something that should be taught at childhood.
mm,
But the reality is, it is not, because our parents, your parents, my parents, everybody's parents are literally trying to train you and teach you how they were trained and taught. So you're talking about different traditions and cultures
mm,
that are not necessarily bad, but they're not necessarily good either. They've been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And so some of the things that have been taught, they're not necessarily bad, but they're just not relevant for the times in which we live. Maybe, I teach this all the time to women who have maybe more than one child or who have several children. You have to teach those children according to where those children are. You can't teach them all on the same level because all of your children are different.
That's true.
All of your children have different
Amen.
personalities, they
Mm-hmm.
have different character, they
Mm-hmm.
have different attitudes and
Mm-hmm.
dispositions. Um, Different learning processes when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to different children. So yes, it should be taught, on the childhood level when they're children, especially when you talk about civility. It definitely should be taught, but it is not being taught, because you can look at our school system right now.
Mm-hmm.
You've got bullying, you've got guns and violence. And so that's a great indication that it is not being taught. Incivility is being taught, and a lot of it is putting them in front of the TV, putting them in front of these games, looking at this stuff on TV. So I totally agree with you. It should be something that is taught um, at childhood, and most definitely should be taught globally. You have different cultures again, but civility can go in and out of cultures. It transcends cultures. It transcends nations and regions because civility is talking about human kindness. Um, we don't have to agree to be kind to each other. We don't have to have the same values and traditions just to be kind to one another. And so, yes, I agree that it should be taught at childhood, and yes, it should be taught globally.
Thank you so much. That was so powerful. I am
Thank
so
you.
happy and thrilled that you were here and
I'm
you
happy
have
to be
nailed
here.
it on. You have gotten some really huge nuggets. And if you are on the line and you agree with me, just say thank you to Dr. Arna. Okay, that's all we can do. Just say thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you in the comment box below. We've had all the great, I've had well said, thank you, awesome answer. It has been amazing working with you this morning, Dr. Arna. And
It's been a
one thing that I
pleasure.
have taken back from this session is you have to be committed to
Yes.
civility.
Yes, you
Guys,
do.
there is no way to run out. Okay? You have to be committed.
Yes, you
You
do.
don't have to share kindness because you're expecting kindness. Do not do
Yes.
it and be expectant. Just do it because it is right to do so.
Absolutely.
Do it because the next person is human and that's okay. Do not wait for the kindness to come back because it might not show up at that time. Okay?
Absolutely.
So you have to be committed, guys. And I
Yes,
believe
you do.
that I have all the thank yous coming in. Dr. Honor, I don't know if you can see the screen, but everybody's saying thank you to you.
Oh,
And
you're
we
so
are just
welcome.
saying that we love you so much. Thank you for being here. And we hope to see you again. I can have it on the screen. I have put a few thank yous for you from all around the world. It feels so good to see that we're all holding our hands together from different parts of the world and preaching one message of civility. That
Yes,
strengthens me.
yes,
So
yes.
thank you for being here. And we hope to see you again very soon because
Absolutely. I love it.
yes, we would like to see you again. We've learned so much, and I know you have a lot more, but we don't have enough time. So we're going to bring you back again. Anytime that you have a tiny little window in your busy schedule, let me know. We want to bring you back. So,
Definitely will
guys,
do it.
thank you so much for being here up to this time. I really do appreciate you. It's the top of the hour. But before I go, I want to let you know that next week we're getting started with the training program for the children's ages 5 to 8. Okay, I told you we'll be using the Golden Rule curriculum and it is going to be fun. Now, next week, we will have the link available on my page and you will be able to register your children. And this training is totally free. The only thing that I expect from you is to give them your phone or your tablet and connect it to the YouTube, and they will be there getting trained. They don't have to pay anything. Ages 5 to 8 from next week, okay? We want to be able to add value. We want to be able to add, so make some kind of impact in the lives of the 5 to 8 children before they go back to school. So, like RC had said, we have to begin when they're young, and this is exactly what
Yes.
we want to do. So, RC Claire, please make sure that you pass this on to people around you. That we will have a free training for people, children ages 5 to 8, right on YouTube, and we'll provide you with the information. Now, for those of us that want to get trained, I have gotten so much information. I mean, messages every time. Louisa, when's the next training coming? So I want you to know that we have a certification program coming, which is a Civility at Work in Virginia, the Courtesy Coach in Virginia from August the 25th. And we have the Golden Rule Civility Statesman training, that is going to be coming up. I mean, we just finished one a few days ago, but there's always one all the time coming up. So if you're interested, please send me an email to Louisa at the Civility Academy.com. I repeat, it's Louisa at the Civility Academy.com. If you want to learn more about what we do, please visit my website. It's www.thecivilityacademy.com. Now, if you catch this on a replay, leave your questions here. I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Honor.
Yes.
She will be happy to answer this. Thank you so much, Dr. Honor. It's the top of the hour, guys. I hate to let you go, but we have to go. I will see you again on Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye bye.